Hello and welcome to this new TaskScript demonstration. Here I will demonstrate our newly released DataShare Wizard, which allows to easily and quickly define control applications which require more input-outputs than the one available in a single TaskScript device. In this example, we see 4 junction boxes connected together via Ethernet. So together they form a cluster with 48 inputs, those 16 ports, and 48 outputs, those 16 ports here, including analog inputs and outputs. I will describe the resulting application first, and then I will briefly describe the DataShare Wizard implemented in the TaskScript Studio, where the whole master slave application was developed. So we have one master here and 3 slaves, 1, 2, 3 here. So the master controls the data share mechanism, dispatching the data communication requests to slaves and waiting for their responses. By the way, data flow goes bidirectionally from to and from master and slave. It is important to notice that every TaskScript device participating in the cluster can make local processing beside exchanging requested data with the master. However, in this example, the 3 slaves only work as data extender for the master, since I only wanted to show the timeliness of data refresh. So basically the same data is outputted by the master, is sent to the slave, and then outputted locally on each and every slave. Delay was measured by tools such as Wireshark on the network. And we can see that when the maximum refresh speed is requested, an average one-way delay of 5 milliseconds was measured. So this delay is quite similar to the refresh delay of I/O link extenders and other techniques. So looking at the master, its output LEDs, those LEDs, describe a LED loop, these 4 LEDs here. Then we also have those 2 LEDs here, which monitor the network send state. And we also have those 2 outputs here, which are dark, which monitor the network error, which will lead very, very, very rarely. So actually the master generates 2 loops like this, but it only shows one, while the slaves show both. So the master generates the 2 loops, they are both sent to all the slaves, and the slaves show them on their output LEDs. By the way, connected here we also have some buttons that now I will press like this. You see this LED here, which is sent to the master and shown here. So we have two buttons here, two LEDs, 1 and 2 here. Okay, so now we can move to TaskScript Studio, where the application was defined, and so we will see how the cluster is set up through the DataShare Wizard. So we have 3 tasks. One is the main, where we have the ladder logic sequence that defines the 2 loops and then shows the input and output variables. So quite straightforward here. Then we have the HMI, which allows to interact with the application. Okay, so this is the HMI, which through this HMI we set up, for example, the delay loop. So if we wanted to change the delay of this loop here, we make it faster, like 100 milliseconds. We do like this, and so on. But this is not the focus of this demonstration. We have other videos which show this. And then we have the data share. Let's open it. So this is the DataShare Wizard. So we see that here we have a role master, we have 3 slaves, so this is the IP address of the 3 slaves. Refresh speed, now we set it to mid, we can go from maximum to minimum, so typically maximum is like 5 milliseconds around one-way delay, and mid is around 15 milliseconds one-way delay. And then the more interesting part is the variable section. This is the variable section. So each and every variable that we want to share with slaves is listed. In particular, we can specify the target slave to which it is sent and whether it is sent or received. Or we can say if the variable is designated as status response, like the one that I showed before, and we show those variables here. So by the way, you see that this loop here has changed its speed according to 100 milliseconds that we specified in the HMI. Well, so this is it for the master. We see here we define all the variables which go to and from. You see here we receive variables from slave number 1, slave number 2, and slave number 3. That's okay. So we can close the master. Let's go to one slave, for example, slave number 1. The structure is similar. Of course, there is no HMI. In the main, we have just a small task which refresh the output variables, and then we have the share. Of course, here we only have variables which were defined in the master to interact with slave number 1. But notice that this list here we don't need to define here, but we can import from the master design. So I will show you now. So I can choose this file. So HMI share master number 3. This is the project. It loaded it. We choose to import everything which was defined in the master to be exchanged to slave number 1, like this. And we import. It says we have found 12 items. Okay. Okay, so it imported data from the master definition, and now we only need to bind these data to local variables in the slave. For example, in this case we had temporary variables here, and so on. So now I will not save because I have already prepared my design. So this was prepared in advance, and then this project is loaded on the various variable slaves. This is it. Thanks for watching.